And we are live.
Good morning.
Hi.
How's it going today, everybody?
I'll tell you what, I am pretty good for a Monday morning.
Yeah, ready to go.
Ready to
I
go.
will say the little crisp air is refreshing. I do love that. Gets you kind of a little fired up, ready to go.
I don't know that I would say that.
You're
about-
definitely a hot summer beach girl.
Hot summer beach girl, I am. And I don't mind the cool, crisp air if I'm sleeping. So maybe if, it's about 65 degrees in the house, so then you can cover up with all
Right.
your blankets.
Right.
Then I'm good. But then you get up,
Frozen.
socks, hoodie, boots.
See, that's me. I'm the hoodie girl, the jacket girl. I love that. Even so much, my husband teases me every time we go like shopping. Let's say, okay, we love to vacation in Hilton Head and we go to all the little outlets and everything. And every store I go into, I'm looking at the coats and the jackets and the vests. And he's like, enough already. He's like, you don't need another coat or jacket. How about some shirts or pants or shorts or something that you actually wear?
There. No, I can buy that at home.
Truth.
I'm right there with you. I want the hoodie. Like, hey, I went here and I got the T-shirt. Yes. I want a cool hoodie because even in the summer in Florida at the beach, I'm wearing a hoodie.
Well, it's because you've laid out and gotten burned.
Probably.
And now you're frozen. Because you are the hot. Give me all the hot.
Give me all the hot. Give me
Not
all
hot
the
flashes, just hot weather.
Oh my gosh, I've had those this week.
Okay.
All right.
Continuous.
Oh my gosh.
Continuous monitoring.
Let's say that. Well, let's go ahead and get started.
Yes,
Give our
shout out. We're coming to you from Varsity Park Studios at Varsity Park Franklin, Roanoke's newest innovative storage and business center. Check them out on Facebook or at varsityparkfranklin.com. As always, thank you to them for letting us use their studio. We love it. We love it here. I feel like it's ours.
I do too.
Like it's our studio.
It is. Nobody else comes in here. I mean, I think. I'm sure they do.
Right.
I'm sure they do.
Right. So, we have, if we continue to and clear our throats a little bit, we have been laughing so hard this morning. We've already choked ourselves up. We're crying. We were trying
Our noses are running. So yes,
all the
makeup has run. I don't know why I put on makeup for a podcast.
I do the same thing. We get ready. It's like, what? Why?
Yes.
Well, that's a little bit of a good segue. Putting on makeup, taking care of yourself, a little bit about what we're talking about today. We want to talk about self-care. Now, don't turn it off. This is not a podcast about makeup and those kinds of things.
And it's not the usual stuff that you have heard about, okay, go eat right and exercise.
Those are good things. Those are your pillars. But there is a lot more that goes on. Heather, would you say as a woman, okay, rewind, go all the way back.
Okay.
You're a 25 single lady, ready to go, living the life, working, doing all the things. Do you feel like that is a different pressure than maybe pressure you feel now?
Absolutely.
All right. In what way? What do you mean?
Well, my pressure when I was 25, was way different. Yes, I wanted to look good.
Sure.
But I didn't have. Okay, that's going to sound really bad. I didn't have to do a lot. No.
I was just awesome. And I'm hot.
That's not what I mean.
No.
What I meant
compared to now,
it's a lot of work.
Right. I'm thinking, how many more things do I need to do? The cream makeup, the hair, the this, the that. For mature skin, for mature hair, for la la la.
It's like whatever I bought fit. My hair would do good.
Yeah.
It would do great.
I roll out of the bed, throw it in a little bun, and I look super cute.
Yes. No makeup. Okay.
Let's go.
I don't care. Now I've got to time out my morning, and I get up at 4:45.
Yeah, you're crazy.
I get up at 4:45, and what time did I have to be here? 11. And
you've lived half the day.
I know, like I've already had my four of my 5 meals. No,
right. I've been hungry today.
Right. I have worked out, but it is a lot more to get going, to get moving, to even look presentable to walk out the door. Right. So stresses are a lot different from the time I was 25 until I was now.
Well, Heather celebrated a birthday this weekend.
I did.
So, you want to share?
Share what?
How old you are?
53.
Yep. Yes, we're
Thank
celebrating.
you.
Celebrating.
Thank
Happy
you.
birthday.
Y'all are making me sweat. I'm having a hot flash right now.
It's probably because we've been laughing so hard, literally.
Gosh, we have.
Well, and I know what you're talking about right there. We're talking about pressure, like different kinds of pressure, pressure we put on ourselves as a businesswoman, pressure we put on ourselves as a mom, as a wife, as a churchgoer. Like I feel like there is pressure in no matter what we do, we put pressure on ourselves. And sometimes it can be a little perfectionist syndrome kind of thing, like depending on how you're feeling. And I think part of what we experience in our hormonal changes, we've had it since puberty, since we have started our cycles. We've had emotional fluctuations, right? And with those emotional fluctuations, we're happy, we're sad, we're questioning who we are, and our bodies, talking about puberty, like our bodies start to change, and then we go, oh my gosh, is this normal? Is this what I'm supposed to look like? We're comparing ourselves to our little middle school friends. This is something we've dealt with our whole lives. And then as we get older into menopause, am I good enough? Am I lean enough? Am I strong enough? Look how old I'm looking? Like we put pressure on ourselves in other ways, I feel like. And because of what we've talked about, society views women differently as we get older. Let's say that's been
we've talked about that before.
Yeah, that's been kind of the stigma. You're old. We don't really need you.
We don't need to hear from you anymore,
yeah,
really.
Go sit down in the back.
The good thing is, and I can say that, my kids still call me. They still want to talk to me. And so that does feel good. And, but yeah, you're right as far as the society.
Right.
It's just, they don't reach out. Hey, we need some midlife ladies. We need your input. We would like your ideas, your thoughts. You don't hear that very much. One thing I was going to say was talking about stressors, between when we were younger and then now. The one thing my husband said was, he goes, I married you because you were low maintenance. You didn't cost a lot of money. Like you were just,
You didn't have to do a lot. You already said that, so now we know. You didn't have to do a lot. You were just hot.
No, I didn't mean it that way. But he said, the older you've gotten, the more maintenance it's taken. I said, it costs a lot to take care of this.
Well, that's why we pay more in insurance as we get older, too.
You pay more in everything.
Everything.
So it is normal. It's a normal part of life. And I will say, I am guilty of comparing myself to not only myself when I was younger, but also to other women.
Sure.
And, now with social media, it's so easy to compare yourself to somebody else.
Absolutely.
And
look how they are living or looking or doing at 45, 50, and I'm not. I
Or
need
you
to
don't even know how old they are.
Truth.
You don't even know how old they are. You're assuming because of how they look, you're assuming, oh, they might be your age or maybe not, or it doesn't matter, but you're still comparing yourself to people on social media. And half the time, let's be real, the majority of them are younger. They are not in their 50s
And they're still using filters. They're 25 using a filter. Come on,
we don't even know
girl.
how to do that.
And no. We're straight up raw footage, and
We're still trying to learn to selfie.
click,
With-
click. Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
my gosh.
No, I know exactly what you mean. Like, I feel like as we get older, we do put pressure on ourselves. But as we've said before, there is a sense of freedom that comes with getting older. It's like, I don't even care about competing, doing that, whatever that may be. But I know personally, I have shared before and talked about it. Like, I teach group fitness classes. So I always felt like I had to look a certain way and do a certain thing, or I was a fraud. Because I'm in the front and I'm leading this, I better look the part, right? And so then I think sometimes that leads to self-doubt. Like, why are you still standing up here teaching these people? You're old. They don't want to look at an old person teaching them. But stop. Stop it. Clap back. I'm clapping back. Stop it. We're not doing that. We need to change our mental mindset as we're getting older because, damn it, we are good enough.
Yes.
We bring a lot to the table. And the biggest thing that gets me fired up, Heather and I were already talking about this morning, women support each other! Exclamation, exclamation.
That's what we need to happen. That's not what we're fired up about.
No, I want that to happen. I want women to support each other.
We are too critical, not only of ourselves, but each other. And that's where a lot of this is. I don't know.
Why are we doing that?
I think it's the internal dialogue of ourselves saying, oh, I don't feel good. I don't feel good. But and it's a subconscious thing. I think maybe if I can see their flaws, it'll make me feel better.
Maybe. I don't know.
Because I don't know. We should be lifting each other up and supporting each other because that's going to make somebody's day. I will share a quick story. Last week, I was at the gym and I'm lifting. And of course, this is my second week back into getting back on my lifting program because I took a couple weeks off. And now I'm back in. And there was this girl at the gym. And I had not seen her before, and she's lifting, and she looks amazing. And I'm sitting there, and I find myself staring at her.
Awkwardly.
I'm like, oh my gosh, she looks so good. Just I'm watching her form, just how, and for a second, oh my gosh, why don't my legs look like that?
Clapping back. Stop it.
Why doesn't my butt look like that?
Right.
Is it a pancake?
I got pancakes.
Pancake booty. But it was, and so then for a second, I had to actually go over and tell her, say, I apologize for staring at you. And I wanted to tell you, I am not thinking any bad thoughts. Like I didn't want you to, because a friend of mine, actually we were talking because we were talking about how good she looked.
And so now both of you are staring at her.
We're both staring at her, talking to each other. And we're like, we could immediately put a negative thought in her mind that we are laughing at her, making fun of her, judging her. And that was not the case.
Right.
So we both went over and we were just like, excuse me, we just want to tell you why we were staring at you. You look amazing.
Awesome.
And she was like, oh my gosh, you are going to make a girl cry. And so had we not shared that could have ruined her day.
Yeah.
But we shared that because I was like, I don't want her to immediately go to negative self-talk.
Those women were talking about me
and looking at me
and judging me.
And here I am trying.
Yeah.
No, the first thing I was like, we've got to tell her. So I ended up making a friend.
Awesome.
And just talking and sharing and you know,
we need
who
more
knows?
of that.
We need more of
We
that.
need more of that. We put so much pressure on ourselves and the things that we feel like we are doing or not doing.
Mm-hmm.
And I need to do better at this. I wish this, or I wish this. I think we need to be more open and pay compliments and just say, girl, you like that. You got it going on. You look so good. Stop the shaming.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a big problem of that is our social media.
Yes.
So on our Instagram page, Menopause Enough Already.
Which everyone should follow
Yes.
and like and share, please.
Yes, please, please, please. I shared a video and you need to go and check it out. Watch the whole video. It is an older Victoria's Secret model.
Who looks amazing.
I mean,
Amazing.
And the comments made about her as she is going down the runway, I'm glad they're supporting the elderly. What was she, 50 years old?
Right, 50 years old.
I'm glad they're supporting the elderly.
What, is she pregnant?
Is she pregnant? She doesn't need to wear that. Her belly is sticking out, which, by the way, there was no belly.
No.
None. She looked hot.
She was fire.
Oh, my gosh. She looked so good. And someone said, I wish they would not. My eyes are burning or something. I mean, the comments were horrible. And this is what made me,
and they were all from women.
They were women. Women shaming
I want to see these women.
Yes.
I want to see what they look like. Shaming.
Why are you shaming another woman for feeling confident enough to get up on a runway?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know many women, even in their best day, would feel confident to get on a Victoria's Secret runway and walk down and back.
Full stop.
Yes. I was so fired up. So cut yourself some slack, people. Pay compliments to one another. Stop shaming. And if you think a good thought about another person, especially a woman, share it.
Tell them.
Let them know.
Yes. I was going through the Wendy's drive-thru, which I only got...
Wait a minute, pause. You immediately felt like you had to defend your choice.
And what I got, I ordered a chicken Caesar salad.
Okay.
There you go.
Now, we were on the phone while she went through, and she was telling me, these are the calories. And
I know,
without
like I have
the
to
dressing,
justify.
like, I'm not judging you. Go get you a single with everything if you want it. I mean, I'm not judging.
I'm starving. I'm over here eating.
Get your salad.
Oh, I said I got a salad. And then she's like, I hear fries.
I did not.
I know, she didn't. And how do you hear those fries anyway?
Because
they're not crunchy.
I'm a pro at the French fries.
So anyway.
Problematic.
I did visit Wendy's and I did get the chicken Caesar salad. And when I went up to pay, or maybe she was handing me the food, I don't know. But the woman said, you have the prettiest eyes. And that made me smile ear to ear. I was like, thank you so much. That made my day.
Absolutely.
Something simple.
Why has our society become so rude? Especially among women.
And on social media where they feel like they can say anything, because they can hide behind the anonymity.
Yeah.
Anonymity?
Yes. Yeah, you got it. Rock star. Good.
I was talking to Mom this morning and she said muscly, like granny.
Oh, my grandmother used to say that and we would laugh because she would say that because it was muscly.
And so I told her, I said, that's where we get our mispronunciation of words from.
Our grandmother.
No, we make up words. That's what we do. So anyway.
Well, we're talking about compliments and we're talking about being more open with one another, especially women, because moving into perimenopause and menopause it's a huge life
It's
change.
hard.
It's hard. And I was reflecting on this over the weekend. Perimenopause usually comes as our kids are getting older, maybe menopause hitting when, like me, okay, kid's gone. Like last kid leaves the house. We're going through like these huge changes in our everyday lives. And now we're going through huge hormonal changes. It is really easy to doubt ourselves, put ourselves on the back burner, not take care of ourselves. We say this all the time, the suffer in silence kind of mentality. And because of the different hormonal changes we're doubting, we're wondering, we're questioning. So it's really easy to let that negative talk come in.
Well, absolutely, because we're sitting here, when we were one person and then we got married or we have a significant other, and then if we choose to have children, then you go through their lives. And then when the children leave, you're questioning who you are anyway. It's like, wait a minute, who am I now?
Right.
That my family dynamics have changed. And you're going through all the hormonal changes. So there are the questions, who am I now?
Right.
Why are these things happening? And it's kind of why we want to talk about self-care and really taking care of ourselves physically, mentally, being an advocate for ourselves. Because I'm going to tell you something, nobody else is going to do it.
No, and no one knows how you feel.
No.
We know what we're going through. We know what we're feeling. And sometimes when we try to express how we're feeling or try to speak to someone, we get pushback because they may not understand what we're feeling.
Not only pushback, but have you tried to explain how you feel when you're not even sure how you feel?
Right.
I mean,
like,
I don't
just
even
feel
know.
off. I don't
Right.
really know, but I just
And you
feel
can't
off.
explain it. So,
Right.
and somebody else's off might be completely different.
Right.
So it's, how you feel, and it's up to you to say enough already and just know that, you know what, I've got to take care of myself. I've got to put on the oxygen mask before I can help anyone else.
There is truth to that.
It is 100%.
Yeah.
100% true.
Yeah.
Because we can't take care of ourselves if we don't take care of ourselves first, and we're trying to take care of everything else and everyone else. Then we know our energy levels are lower.
Right.
And our mental capacities have shortened because of hormonal changes.
Right.
So then there's nothing left for ourselves.
Right.
And
So-
we've got to love ourselves.
So yeah, tell me about like when you hear self-care, we've said it a couple times. What like comes to mind? What are you talking about, like self-care?
Okay. So you know how some people think in visuals? I think of
Heather is a very visual, like she thinks in visuals of everything, and sometimes it's inappropriate. And so anyway, we laugh
we will
a
try
lot.
and keep that.
You hear how her voice has even got, I'm calming myself. Yeah.
When I think of self-care, I think of putting lotion on my legs.
Okay. Very good. We got to take care of our crepey skin.
But I know it's all ashy.
Ashy and crepey.
But not because of the skin, but it's almost like touching your own leg and rubbing the lotion on, like
Taking the
telling
time.
yourself, I love you.
Yeah, taking the time.
I love you. And honestly, I do my little meditation and I go through my body, like in my mind, I think, I thank my head, I thank you for being strong. I thank you for, I'm trying to be knowledgeable. I thank my neck for supporting my head. I thank my shoulders for being able to move. I go through my body and I thank
saying thank you.
Yes.
Okay.
Because I believe our cells in our body respond to positivity, respond to love, and that's where we will find healing.
Absolutely.
And there was a TikTok or a reel that my husband actually sent me, and it said that there's actually what they call a hope molecule in our cells.
I believe it.
When we exercise and move and show gratitude, our cells actually feel the hope and the love. So when you feel good, like that excitement, there's a feeling in your body, as opposed to when you feel anger or sad or depression. You can actually see a change in your body. So when you are hard on yourself, when you are talking down to yourself, your body curls inward. Your head comes down, your shoulders hunch over, and it's I don't know, I feel like it's a heavy...
Like a negative response.
Yes.
There is literally a negative response.
And then when you show love and compassion towards yourself, there is an opening. And I even like visualize a yellow bright light that just expands from your body. And have you ever walked into a room and you immediately are drawn to someone or pushed away from someone?
Yeah, absolutely.
That is their energy that they are radiating.
So Heather is talking about all of this, and her sweatshirt says "good vibes." Okay,
I feel it.
She's feeling it down to her soul. But there is so much truth in that, because when you all know it, when you're feeling good about yourself, you feel like you can conquer the world. You can get anything done. I feel good. I'm strong. I look good. Whatever it is, you feel very, very productive, clear thinking,
confident.
Confident. Everything
you can do
comes
anything.
through. Yes. And
powerful.
And then think on the total opposite. I can't do that. I'm too dumb. I'm too fat. I'm too old. I'm too whatever. I can't do those things. And so I'm just going to sit here, or I'm just going to stay quiet, or I'm just going to be by myself. That is no way to live.
No, and that's where we have got to learn to flip the switch.
Yes. Recognize it.
Recognize when we are being negative to ourselves and flip the switch. Now, I'm not saying that this is easy.
No.
Because when we are talking negative to ourselves, like, that was dumb, or that was stupid, or I'm ugly, or I'm fat, whatever the case may be, that seems so much easier than saying, I'm freaking awesome.
Right.
I rocked that.
Yeah.
I'm strong. I look hot.
Right.
So it's flipping the switch and saying those positive things, because also it takes like 20 positive things to counteract one negative thought. So it's so much harder for our bodies, and it's just a natural thing for us to go to the negative side. So with that being said, we need to flip the switch, because everyone is responsible for themselves.
Yep.
And you cannot be depressed or excited or elated or crying unless you allow yourself to be there.
Right.
Now, I'm not saying there aren't external circumstances.
Right, exactly.
Things will happen, and it's okay to feel these things.
Right.
And the more you continue to feel them, the easier and the more of a habit it becomes.
You
good
actually,
or bad.
Right. You actually train your brain.
You do.
You train the neuroreceptors and the synapses, how to talk to one another, and what areas of your brain are going to fire, and if they're going to fire through negative talk or through positive talk. And it really is. The reason it becomes so hard is because our habits are because of how we've wired our brain. So it's just like breaking a habit, biting your fingernails or, whatever. Trying to break that habit takes time, and we have to stop the habit and replace it with something else. We can't just stop. We have to replace that action with something. So just like you said, when we feel ourselves talking maybe negatively towards ourselves or others, this permeates outward.
Mm-hmm.
So as we talk to ourselves, we have to replace that talk with positive talk. We have
Right.
to replace what we're saying. We actually have some strategies and things that you can speak positively to yourself to change this dynamic. Now, why are we talking about this like on a perimenopause, menopause podcast? Why are we talking about this?
There are a couple things. One thing I was going to say about that is, we had our last podcast that we did talk about anxiety and depression.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying that that's not real, because it is.
Oh, it is very real.
It is very real. But how are we going to deal with it? You have a choice. One is you can continue to stay in your solitude or however you're feeling. Or two, you can advocate for yourself and decide, okay, what is it that I need to do? How can I advocate for myself?
So when you're talking about we have to kind of change what we're doing, or we have to make that choice, do you have certain things that you do? I know we talked about you went through and like thank your body and like acknowledge what your body does for you. Are there do you feel like, okay, I know I've got to go take a walk. It just clears my head or whatever. Are there things that you have to do when you go, okay, I got to change this?
Okay. Yes. But, I've been working on this for 12 years.
I think it's important to say we all struggle with this.
We do.
Sometimes.
We do. And so I don't want our listeners to think that, oh, well, they're fine. This is what they do. I can't just, tell my body to be happy and it's going to be happy.
Right.
This does not happen overnight. And as much as we want like this immediate change, it's hard work.
Yeah.
I mean, this whole transition thing is hard.
Yeah.
Transitioning through perimenopause and trying to figure out what life has in store for us next, and being an advocate for ourselves to all the doctors, the plethora of doctors we need to go to figure out what's going on. It takes time.
Absolutely. Do you feel like you're a little bit pigeonholed? What? Okay. What I mean
let me answer your first question.
Okay.
First.
Yes. Go.
So when I do have to talk to myself when I start getting in a funk.
Right.
Number one, I like to decide where my energy is going to go.
I have heard you say that before. I can't give energy
I
to
can't
that
give
right now.
energy to certain things that are going to bring me down because I don't have that extra energy to put into it.
Right.
And I don't know how to describe it other than that. But I choose where my energy is going to go that day.
And I think that's really smart. I mean, that's a huge tool. Hey, I acknowledge this thing, but I just can't give it my energy today.
Yes.
So maybe another time,
right.
My energy needs to go
here.
And that's
so
where I'm going to focus.
Take a walk, or you know what? I want to decorate for Christmas. Yes, I know it's early. I want to decorate for Christmas.
It makes me happy.
It makes me really happy.
Right.
I bought some new Christmas ornaments. Like, I'm ready to.
So why do we shame others that want to decorate early? Why
for
do we
real?
do that? Why do we do that?
100%.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So that's what I do. And if you guys have more questions about how I channel my energy,
right,
then we can talk about that.
Send
in an email or just kind of make a comment on the podcast. How do you channel your energy? How do you do that? How do you get to that point? And I can share more about that. But you're next, question when you said I feel pigeonholed or
Yeah, like in this new phase of life, we're
Mhm.
transitioning through perimenopause, menopause, kids leaving. Okay, like what? I have a lot of free time. I have more time on my hands. I don't have kids in the evening that I've got to take places or do things or go to their games or whatever. I feel like in my family, almost like my kids kind of laugh when I say, I'm gonna do such and such now. And they laugh and they're like, Mom, why are you doing that? Like I'm supposed to be the same mom forever
that they
because
knew growing up.
because that is who mom is.
Now, see, my kids are completely different.
Okay. See, that's why I want to know.
Yeah.
Like,
So I told my kids, I think a couple years ago, I was like, you know what? I'm going to take all of our experiences and I'm writing a book. I'm writing a book and it's called whatever. And I got a message from my son, I don't know, maybe 6 months later. And he said, I hope you're writing that book.
that's awesome.
And I was like, I can't write the book because it includes your life and your challenges and Ellie's life and her challenges. And he said, but it's your life too.
That's awesome.
So my kids are both like, go do it. Rock on.
So are you writing it? Are you doing it?
No.
Mentally?
Mentally, yes. I mean, so we started the podcast because here's my book in verbal form.
Oh, an audio book.
Right,
I hope y'all are recording
because
this. Yes.
I was not great at English and writing. I write how I speak, which is not, I think, a good way to write. When I go back and read it, it sounds like, I mean, I don't know. If I had a grandkid right now that was 2 years old, 3 years old, that would sound.
That is not true. Change the negative talk. Change the negative
right there.
talk.
I just did
Yes.
that.
Yeah.
Okay. That's exactly what we're
changing it.
talking about, ladies.
So right now, maybe your energy can't go towards the book.
Right. Because
But
it's right here, sharing.
yes, we're podcasting and we really are trying to build a community for women. Y'all think we're just here like doing this podcast.
Because we're awesome.
We really we want to build this community. It is almost every day that we are hearing from friends, family, total strangers,
Mhm.
telling us, oh my gosh, this is exactly how it was for me. I went to every OBGYN in my city because I was 37 years old and going through perimenopause, and no one would believe me. I mean, we're hearing all of these stories and all of these things, and we're yelling enough already. We have got to build this community of awareness and celebration and support and all of the things.
And not just that, so that the medical community actually catches up.
Yeah.
And part of this is us educating our children, our daughters, that what to expect and when to expect it, and advocate for themselves.
Yeah, just bringing awareness. Like, I heard Kelly Casperson, she was talking, she said, we want to change how we're educating women. We're educating them about different things in their life, but we're making them aware of the things that happen in perimenopause so your transition can be smoother and it's not this huge life disruption. That we just transition into from perimenopause to menopause on the rest of our lives. So we have this smooth transition because we knew what to prepare for.
Exactly.
We knew what to expect. Our doctors knew the conversations to have, the tests to run, the things to check so that we can move on.
And not end up with frozen shoulders.
Right.
And when you're supposed to move and your husband moves the whole house by himself. So that doesn't happen.
The quality of our life doesn't get disrupted.
Exactly.
So that's why, yes, we want to do this podcast. We want to change the conversation. We want to change what's going on. But we want to change it's got to start with us.
Right.
With each single individual. It has to start with you. Heather and I, we're not medical professionals. We're sisters that have experienced perimenopause into menopause 2 different ways. We had 2 totally different journeys, symptoms, um, just but just comparing stories, we knew the information gap was way too big, way too large from where it should be.
Well, I want to back up a second.
Okay.
You asked me what I thought of when I heard self-care. What do you think of?
Very similar to what you were saying.
Lotion?
No, not mine doesn't go to lotion. Mine goes to like a spa,
Okay.
like massages, facials, those kinds of things. And I kind of want to change that. Yes, taking time for those things are great. But I feel like self-care needs to be walking outside. I have done a better job of making sure I'm walking and specifically get outside as much as possible. There is a lot of research that shows there is a lot of benefit from being in nature. It actually is a stress reliever, and our body responds to
just nature.
Visual.
Yes.
Really, there is a natural scientific response. But like getting outside, listening to music that we like and dancing and feeling free and goofy and making sure we're eating good foods. Like those kinds of things I need to get better about thinking. Like that is self-care. Taking the time to make sure I'm sleeping, I'm walking outside, I'm getting off of my phone and the computer and getting up and social media, like get off of it every now and then. Just doing those things, that is a form of self-care. Stepping away from work when we need to, not feeling like work needs to control our lives. Because let me tell you, if you died tomorrow, they would replace you at work within a couple of weeks.
100%.
But like with your family, with your friends, like, are you doing those things you enjoy? Are you being in those moments?
I think of what will be said at my funeral.
Right.
It's like, what are people going to remember? And that's how I want to fill my life.
Yeah, was she negative?
Exactly.
Did she talk bad about herself?
Right.
She didn't believe in herself. She didn't do a whole lot because she doubted herself.
Right. She talked crap about other people.
Right. No.
Did she lift him? She made me feel good the whole time I was around her.
I met her at the gym. She told me that I looked so good.
Exactly.
She told others that she loved them. She appreciated them. She gave compliments. She lifted each other up.
Right.
You know, I posted on our Instagram page today, be someone's hype girl.
I want to be that.
Yes.
Fire.
Like,
the fire emoji.
Be someone's hype girl. We have no idea what people are going through. We have no idea, they could have a smile on their face and
crying
be dying on the inside. It takes one compliment. It takes one, I love your shoes. I mean, something so simple to turn someone's day around. Why don't we do that for ourselves too?
Exactly.
Self-care. Look in the mirror, and I know it sounds silly, but be like, you look really good today.
Not only that, so we need to tell each other and tell ourselves, you know what, you do look good. And that takes me to Mel Robbins. She gives herself a high five every morning in the mirror.
That's awesome.
You can't try a high five right now. What do? What does your body do when you go to give a high five? It's almost like you naturally smile. You're like, yeah.
Right.
She gives herself a high five in the mirror.
That's awesome.
Every morning.
I'm going to start that.
I've done that. And on days that I give myself a high five, half the time, I don't even think we look in the mirror. because it's like other than, you're putting on makeup or whatever the case. But I mean, are you looking in the mirror
Right.
as a whole? Or are we being super,
Do
super
we go to
critical?
that one place that we always look
I
at?
know.
That one, oh,
That one,
look
and
at my
like
belly. Oh,
no,
look at this.
not
Look at that. Like the one place that we go to.
well, mine is my 10 times magnification mirror and my full beard that I have.
You do not.
So that's what I see.
Yeah,
But
it's that one place that we
Mhm.
always go to. Look, like we
high
gotta,
five.
yeah, we gotta change it.
Mhm.
We've got to appreciate who we are.
Yes.
Appreciate being a woman. We have said this before. Women are given extremely hard tasks. And I think that's because God knows how awesome we are. God gave us these abilities and talents and made us who we are because we are strong and we're made to be amazing. So with that, what
So
did
I
you
want
want to share?
remind everyone that if you are not sure, like talking about being an advocate for yourself and taking charge of how you're feeling and taking charge of your self-care, because, I can't do it for you.
Right.
Courtney can't do it for you. Your friends can't do it for you. If you are looking for a doctor, you can't find one in your area, and if you just like, hey, I'm done. Okay, I'm taking the next step. I am going on this road for self-care, being your self-advocate. Remember, you can go to the Menopause Society, and it is menopause.org, and at their bar at the very bottom, it says find a practitioner.
Mm-hmm.
And you can click on find a practitioner. You can put in by country, zip code,
Right.
however, and it will pull up the list of practitioners that are certified in hormone replacement therapy and menopause health
In your
because
area.
in your area, this is just health. This is
Right.
long-term health for us.
Right.
Mental health, physical health.
Yeah.
And so, like we've said before, when we're sick, we go to the doctor but we still take care of ourselves so we don't get sick.
Right.
So now we need to take care of ourselves and being proactive with these things. And so our options are a little bit smaller as far as doctors are concerned.
Right.
But there are options online with telehealth, and they can at least start the process.
Right. So to add to that, a lot of women go to their OBGYN, and that's a great place to start, or their primary care physician. That's a great place to start. If you don't feel supported, find another doctor. Go to another doctor. Your OBGYN and primary care, they're not a menopause. Let me say, they probably don't have extensive menopausal training. If they do, you are extremely lucky and they will be able to help you. But don't feel like you are stuck. I was just having this conversation and I shared it a little bit earlier. One of my friends, 37 years old, started perimenopause and went to every gynecologist in town because no one would really listen to her. They dismissed her because they thought she was too young. Find the doctor that will listen to you, that will help you address the symptoms and the things that you're going through. So, yes, the Menopause Society is menopause.org. Find a provider in your area if you want a menopause specialist. And you have to advocate for yourself, because even with and I'm not saying that your doctor doesn't care. They maybe just don't know.
Right.
I was having another conversation with an individual, and she said she did go to her gynecologist, and her gynecologist kind of dismissed her wanting to be proactive and checking her levels. Let's just draw blood work and see where I'm at. And she was kind of dismissed. And then she asked her gynecologist, what are your thoughts like on hormone replacement therapy? And she went back to the old 2002 non-data backed statement that HRT causes cancer.
Because that's all they knew.
And so she then proceeded to say, I don't think you need it, blah, blah, blah. And this individual that I was speaking to, she said, okay, well, I appreciate your information. But this individual is doing a lot of research on her own, and she's finding out that that's not necessarily true.
Yeah. So again, we have to advocate for ourselves. So have a little thing for you guys. If you guys are interested in strategies to help you stop negative self-talk, please comment on the podcast or comment on our Instagram, and we will send you
a little toolkit.
Yeah, a little toolkit of strategies to help you stop negative self-talk. Again, this is a process. Nothing
I think
is
forever.
changed.
Like
it is.
We're always working on things.
It is. And I think the natural man is negative, like that negative talk in the head.
Yeah.
And so we have to make sure that we recognize that and combat it.
Yeah. And, just a reminder, Heather and I share these things, and we come on this podcast and we talk about our experiences because these are things we have experienced, and a lot of our friends. We are not professionals, and we have not mastered. We are not masters of our domain.
We are not permanent masters. Yeah. It's a daily.
Yes,
we mastered it. We master this stuff daily.
Right. But we mess up a lot too. I mean, we do a lot of research. We do a lot of, I don't want to say outtakes, but yeah, we try to make sure we try to make sure we're prepared. But sending nothing but positive vibes to all of you, and sending well wishes to all of you. Self-care, advocate for yourself, give compliments. Let's stop the shaming among women supporting women, real talk, real women. If you'd like to share any stories with us or have any questions for us, you can reach us at our email, which is Meno, MENO, enough already @gmail.com. You can also find us on Instagram, Facebook, Menopause Enough Already. And you can find us on Apple, Spotify, and YouTube for our podcast, where you can comment, you can put questions. Please like, follow, and share. We have got to get this word out to everyone, just to build this community of support.
Absolutely. Until next time.
Have a great day.